Hello, my name is Arthur, and in the last video we got our little text app to be able to take a piece of highlighted text, and when we press either search or search and replace, um, the highlighted text will appear into the search entry field. So in this video we're going to aim for actually doing the search and just getting the text to highlight. So I'm actually going to leave this open because this probably has some good reference for syntax that we might need. Let's make the text a little bit larger. We'll just expand this out. And some of the lines in this is a different project that I've also worked on that does syntax highlighting, so it has a little bit of stuff related to searching and putting in text tags. So we'll declare a GTK text tag that's global. GTK text tag, and we'll call it SearchTag. And let's just look at that. Okay, these are all done as pointers, so we'll put in a pointer. We'll make that a pointer. So when it comes to making a search tag, making a buffer tag so that we can highlight something, each buffer needs to have a tag table. So that stuff would all go down into at the point where we make our tabs. Now, I'm not really sure. I don't think any of these need to be part of the structure. Yeah, I just think that we need a kind of a global access to the text tag that makes the text tag easy to get to. So let's just scroll down here on this one where I make a text tag table. So in here, for each one, we want to make a text tag table for each buffer. So that would look like, let's see, GTK text tag table. And then we'll go GTK, table equals GTK text buffer get tag table book at page dot buff. So that gets us a table. The next thing we want to do is we want to create the tag for the buffer. So we'll GTK text buffer create tag book at index page dot buffer. So we'll go with green, and this part is actually its name. So if we do this, we're calling it the name green. We want to change the attribute background So that would make it like highlighting rather than changing the color of the text. Foreground would change the color of the text, and background would change the background color of the text space. Then we need a color. So the color starts with a number, and we'll just close that for now and finish the sentence as null, and I'm not sure what the last field there is. So we have null, and that's the end of that. So to get our colors, we would open up our GIMP program, and it'll depend on software that you're using. When we select colors here, we have the HTML notation. So if we picked a color here, this will be the color that we get. Now the color that we pick, we're going to want something that's dark enough to show the text. So if we were highlighting the text, we might want something that's bright. And it depends. I don't know really how this should function when it comes to theming. I have the dark theme, so I have a white text. So white text has to sit on this background. So that's where I'm going to proceed from. We'll just pick this one as our color. It looks dark enough to me. We'll paste that into this value here. That's the color value. So that creates the tag. For the buffer, now we need to create the tag. So let's just close up GIMP. That's all we needed from it. So it'll depend on your software whether it has that value in the color picker or not. Not all of them will. So now we're going to make SearchTag. So we'll copy that out. We'll come back down to Add Tab. Is that here? Is that where that is? Yeah. So that's right here. Paste SearchTag equals. So this is the syntax for making the tag. So it's GTK SearchTag. Oops, we're in the wrong thing there. And well, that's not going to matter. We just won't save this. We don't want to overwrite this file. Well, actually, it wouldn't matter that much to me because this is just a copy of a file. So text tag equals GTK text tag table lookup. Table, comma, green. So that should get us a tag all made. And it should be functional for all of any tab that's open. Okay, so now we're up here. So where all this is going to happen in search text, and we're going to start with the presumption of a highlighted word, and then just see how it works with things being typed in. And yeah, when you start typing stuff in to the search bar on this one, the software goes a little haywire. Like I think it scrolls to the first hit, so the text will kind of fly around a bunch. So I don't know if that's the behavior to mimic or not, but okay, so what are we going to need here? Probably the first thing is we need a page, So we'll do int page equals current tab. We're going to need text editors. So GTK text. Whoops, that's wrong. GTK text iter start and end. So that gets us a couple of iters to move through the body of text to find things. So the next thing, we'll go down to our documentation. So to initialize the text editors, we have to initialize them. We have to put them somewhere in the buffer. So in the text buffer. So first thing we'll do is we'll initialize the start. So let's just move this over so that we can see a little bit better. So that would be GTK text buffer get start iter book at page dot buff comma and start, telling it which iter to send there. Now we can assume that the first thing that we want to happen when we're searching is to remove all of the tags. So to go along with getting the start iter, we'll get the end iter too. So we'll go GTK. Let's just actually, we'll undo that. Let's go back and let's simply copy this, paste, get end iter and end. So then we would be remove tag. So we will go GTK text buffer remove tag book at page dot buff comma search tag comma and start and end. So that would clear any highlighting that's up already. Then we'll go end equals start to move the end iter to the start position. So the end iter will be at the start of the buffer. Okay, so the next thing that we need is a constant char word equals, let's see, do we have entry buffer? GTK entry buffer get text. GTK entry buffer get text, and that is search buff. Oops, that's wondering why those aren't highlighted. I had an underscore there. Okay, so now we have the keyword. We've put the things where they need to be. Now I think the rest of this is going to happen in a while loop. So we'll make a loop that doesn't have conditions. So we have to break it out. So we have to break out of this loop on a condition. Actually, let's Boolean check. Check equals. So now we're into the text iter. So what we want to do is a forward search. And we'll also need to figure out the flags, but I don't exactly have the flags figured out now. So we'll just sort of get an idea on that for now, and then we'll refine this part later. So how flags will work is this kind of determines how sensitive the search is. And it will depend. We'll have to have the toggle buttons for whole word and case sensitive routed up to search text with some static variables to hold whether they're toggled or not. But we'll get to that in another video. In this video we'll just do the flags. So over here we have this. So we're going to take this and just copy that just to get that in place. So we'll have flags, and we'll just use one right now. But later on we'll make a flag for each of these, and then we'll add them together as is suitable for the options selected for the search. So for now we're just going to go GTK text search case insensitive. That looks right. So we'll just make the flag equal that for now, and that's temporary. That'll get changed. So now we want to do the forward search. Now the trick to the forward search is the first argument in forward search is the iter where the search starts at. Now right now the end iter is at the start of the buffer, but this is going to loop around, so we're always going to want our forward search to start at the end of the last word it found. So check will equal GTK text iter forward search. So our first thing is our iter that we want to start at, and we're going to start at the end, which at the start of the search is the start of the buffer, but after the first word is found, it is the end of that word. And that will sort of make the search leapfrog through the words, rather than finding the same word over and over again. So now we have the string we're looking for, which is word, the search flag, which is called flag, the iter we want to be at the start of the result, and the iter we want to be at the end of the result. So in start and end. And the next is the limit. So we don't need to put a limit. That will make it search to the end of the buffer. Now we can go and do a check. If not, check, break. So that's what gets us out of the loop when it runs out. When the forward search doesn't get a result that returns false, we break out of the loop. So after that, we're back to text buffer, apply tag. And I think this should be it. This should get us the first thing highlighting. So GTK text buffer, apply tag, search tag, comma, and start, comma, and end. So hopefully that's got us all going. So we'll save that. We'll close this up. We don't want to save that. And we'll attempt to compile and see what happens. Oh, that's not what we wanted to do. We wanted to compile. That looks better. That looks like what we expect to happen. Okay, in function search text. Okay, we're missing a semicolon. And yeah, all of those look related to that semicolon. Okay. Search test, passing argument, apply tag, from incompatible pointer type, apply tag. Okay. So that's where we apply the tag. Oh, what I've done here is I forgot to put in book, page, buff to identify the buffer we're applying the tag to. So let's see where that puts us. Okay, that's compiled. And I actually anticipate we shouldn't have any problems now. This should actually work. So we'll go from, let's just pick a word that's pretty common here, which is return. So we'll go search and replace, and nothing happened. Okay. Warning. Oh, there's our reason. Oh, there's a typo down in add tab. Aha, missing a comma. That would make a lot of difference. So we'll recompile and we'll try that again. That was a little disappointing. I was all excited. Oh, it's gonna work. Fail. Alright, there we go. So now we're highlighting the word. The highlight will stay if we close. Let's see what happens if we start deleting. So that's pretty good. That's doing exactly what it should do right now, given the lack of selections. So that's got us highlighting and has the highlighting coming away if we're to change keywords. So we're like at offset. We're able to find words now and highlight them. And we'll need to add it in so that when it closes, the tags are removed and stuff like that. But in the next video, we'll move forward with trying to get the two options working as well, so that it is case sensitive. And case sensitive, to be honest, when I'm using this software, case sensitive doesn't come up a lot, but whole word does. So whole word generally tends to be a little bit more important. And I'm pretty sure with whole word we just don't have any flags at all or something like that. But I'll have to look into that to figure out how to get the different options for search to work properly. For this video we got something to highlight. So now we're able to pop a word into the entry, get it to highlight. That's some pretty good progress for the search bar, and I hope it was helpful. Until the next video, take care.